Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk roundup show. I did want to do this last night, but we obviously did our live show. But I just wanted to round up some of the rumours that were circulating around Villa yesterday. I'm sure we'll get more today, but yeah, just circling around. There's a couple of strikers linked, a defender linked, and a bit of a left field player linked again, another midfielder. Are we going to strengthen midfield? I don't think so, but we'll talk about it anyway. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and comment below your thoughts on the potential players that Aston Villa could be linked with. We're marching on past almost to 4,500 on the road to 5K. So you can help us get there. Like, subscribe, and keep your comments flowing. So first of all, one that I'm really interested in here is Jean-Philippe Mateta, currently playing for France in the Olympics and scored actually yesterday. So I think they face Argentina in the quarterfinals of the Olympics. But interesting, had a great season last season, or great second half of the season in particular with Crystal Palace, finishing with 16 goals and was probably the most informed striker in the Premier League last season towards the end of the season. And he talks of broken down on a contract as reported. So he's 27 years of age, and Aston Villa apparently are keen on him for around about 9, 10 million pounds. Now, I'm not sure if that would be a realistic fee, but be interesting to see if we could sign him. I think he would be an excellent foil for Ollie Watkins, could potentially come on as a different option to him, could even play together with him in certain games. He's quite awkward to play against. He's got good pace, he's got power, he can finish as well in the box. Always scores against Aston Villa as well. So could be a really useful player if we take a look at his sofa score information. He obviously, as I said, ended the season really well last season. 27 years of age, as I've said, high pressing, he's good at that. So that fits into Emery's style. Good at finishing as well. 35 games played, 25 starts. So can be utilised off the bench as well. 16 goals he's finished on last season, and all from inside the box. So 16 from 45 efforts inside the box. One header, which is quite surprising, really. Three left-footed goals and 12 with his right foot, and got 5 assists, so can bring players into the game, and scored 5 big chances. Missed 7 big chances as well, so could have had even more goals, but that conversion rate isn't too bad. Passing accuracy, not too bad at 74%, 81% in his own half, doesn't get involved too much, 68% in the opposition half, and does work hard. 2.3 ball recoveries per game, 41% in terms of successful dribbles, and 42% in terms of aerial duels won. So maybe the kind of heading and winning heads isn't his strong point, but certainly in the box comes to life and could be, like I say, that player who could give us something different. 9.8 against Villa. I mean, that was an interesting game at the end of the season. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on Philippe Mateta. Like I say, think he'd be a great signing. I'm not sure how much legs is in this move. Maybe he's kind of angling for a new contract with Crystal Palace, but has said he wants to play Champions League football, and we can obviously offer that. So could be one to watch over the next couple of weeks, particularly with him being in the Olympics and what happens when he returns. Now, the second striker we were linked with earlier on in the day yesterday was Max Beier, and we've been linked with him before, but it actually said that we'd made a concrete bid of around about £30 million for him, along with Chelsea and a number of other clubs. But it was said that we weren't high up in the list, apparently, whatever that means, and he could be a potential good player to sign. I mean, German international at 6'1", so got some height about him. He's only 21 years of age, so fits that age profile that Unai Emery likes, and played on loan at Hanover, scoring 10 goals in 63 games between 2021 and 2023. Being at Hoffenheim as well, where I think he had a breakthrough season last season, and he scored 16 goals in 42 appearances, and now has been capped by Germany, full caps, obtaining 2 caps, and he's obviously represented Germany from under 17s, under 20s, and under 21 level. I think a bit more of a finisher. Sorry, a bit more of a forward, and maybe doesn't get involved in the game as much, but can certainly finish really well. and operates from looking at his heat map, operates from that left hand side and then comes in to the box, but obviously plays as a striker, so maybe there's more runs that he makes down those channels. But a few people have said he's kind of quite similar to a Thomas Muller, so quite awkward player, but very, very good at finishing. And played 33 games, started 29, scored 16 goals, which is really good record, as we've said. All 14 from inside the box and 2 from outside the box. 11 with the right foot and 5 with the left foot, so it can operate with both feet. 11 big chances missed as well, so there's room to grow there in terms of his finishing ability. Only 1 assist, but did create 4 big chances, so more obviously there in terms of his finishing. That's his strength, and getting on the end of chances. 74% in terms of passing accuracy, 79% in his own half, so a few more passes in his own half on average than Jean-Philippe Mateta, and then 66% in the opposition half, and 1.9 ball recoveries per game. So maybe not quite as pressing isn't necessarily as high in his game, but that's something that can be worked on as well. And in terms of the dribbling, 42% successful dribbles, and then 33% in terms of aerial duels won. So maybe doesn't compete as much in the air, but could also is a different type of player to say what a Jean-Philippe Mateta would be. You can see from that heat map, very, very different, but could all equally be a different option to an Ollie Watkins. And obviously at 21 has more room to develop his game into different, obtain different skills. So you guys, again, let me know your thoughts. Sounds like an interesting option for us, but 30 million for Max Beier, 9, 10 million for Jean-Philippe Mateta. If there was an option, which one would you go for? You guys let me know. I think I probably lean more towards Jean-Philippe Mateta, if I'm being honest. Now, on last night's show, I did say right at the end we were linked to Sergio Roberto, and I did say he was a left back, but he's more of a right back because I was like, we don't need any more left backs. But and do check out last night's show with Kev; it was really good. But yeah, he's on offer apparently, and Aston Villa are one of the clubs that could be interested in him. A very, very, very experienced player, 32 years of age, played at Barcelona for well, actually more than that. Since 2009, he's been at Barcelona, played 106 games for their B team, and then in 2010, has also started representing Barcelona's first team and has been with them right since then, appearing 245 times, scoring 12 goals, has 11 caps for Spain, last cap in 2021, and has represented Spain right through from under 17s through to the senior side. So very, very, very experienced player, and can also play in central midfield, but has mainly played as a right back of late. Now potentially available on a free transfer, I believe. Would he like to join the Premier League at the moment? That's an interesting proposition. But yeah, we can see operate down that right hand side, played in central midfield as well, could be utilised as a bit of a utility player, and also has some opportunities down that left hand side as well. So can probably play right across the pitch. He's obviously got very high experience, but hasn't been used too much in the league last season, playing 14 times, starting 10 games. Did score 3 goals though. So knows where the goal is, one with his head, 2 with his right foot, and got 2 assists as well. So knows what he's doing when he comes on. If you look at that passing accuracy, 90%, 93% in his own half, 87% in the opposition half, 79% accuracy of chip passes, and 3.1 ball recoveries per game. So works very, very hard. 72% in terms of 75% successful duels, although not tried too many of those, and then 52% across duels won and aerial duels won. So look, we know these players are very, very experienced. If we can get a player from, say, a Barcelona as well, Champions League experience, international experience, understands that might not be playing every game, but could be brought on to shore up a game, particularly in the Champions League. So I think it would be a good move. It obviously depends on wages. Whether he wants to move to the Premier League at this age is something to ask the question of as well. But working with Unai Emery could be a really good option. So look, for me, yes, on a cover for a right back, we've got Matty Cash, Matt Costa Nedeljkovic. It looks like he'll probably be utilised as a first team squad player, but could you operate with a little bit more experience at that right back position, and how much are we going to use Ezri Konsa as a right back, because we haven't really got too many centre backs at the moment. So could be a useful squad member. Let me know your thoughts. And finally, Calvin Phillips has been again linked to Aston Villa. Featured for Man City last night in their pre-season friendly, but has said he wants to move away. Had a really tough time at Man City, as do a number of players who get signed and then don't end up featuring. I mean, he's only played 16 times for Manchester City since 2022 and had a bit of a nightmare loan spell at West Ham last season. And 31 caps for England was fantastic. For England in the Euros, the previous Euros to this one, obviously wasn't in the squad at this one, but he needs a club. He needs to get games, and I don't think he will get games at Aston Villa. If we look at our midfield with Enzo Baranachev, Ross Barkley, John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans, Amadou Onana, Boubacar Kamara to come back, Jacob Ramsey further forward, Emi Buendia, Morgan Rogers. There's just too many midfielders, and I wouldn't see where Calvin Phillips would fit in now. Maybe his agent's just casting names out there, or trying to see if anyone will bite. But for me, a club like an Everton, someone like that would be the ideal club for him to reignite his career, to get games. And I just don't see it coming to Aston Villa. He might see his sights on, featuring in Europe, Champions League, that kind of stuff. But I just don't. He needs to play games and get his confidence and his career back on track. And he just wouldn't be good enough for Aston Villa, to be truthful. We've probably moved on from Calvin Phillips, and he's dropped off. 2 or 3 years ago, we were interested in him, and we even put a bid in for him when Dean Smith was manager. But now, I absolutely can't see it, and he needs to find somewhere else to reignite his career. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is there a potential loan move or something for a Calvin Phillips to come to Aston Villa? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. But it does look like we're looking to improve that forward option. Obviously, Joao Felix rumours not going away, but we've featured him numerous times on this podcast. But yeah, Joao Felix, a striker. Are we in the market for a centre back? Are we in the market for a potential goalkeeper? Talking about that last night, I don't see that. I think we'll go with what we've got. But Emi Martinez is absolutely crucial to us. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We're marching on to 4,500 subscribers on the road to 5K. So you can help us get there. Like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. I'll be back for plenty more shows later in the week. Obviously, we're playing tonight or tomorrow morning, early hours. So I'm going to try and stay up for that. And then there'll be a match reaction to that at some point as well. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.